Hi, today I wanted to talk about pain. Now, I'm going to talk mostly about chronic pain, but some of this can also apply to acute pain. The other thing I want to make sure you realize is I'm talking about this from my perspective, which is from the perspective of being able to see and sense inside my body. So you probably won't be hearing a lot of this from other people. This might be new to you, but it is from my perspective and from what I know is true. First of all, what is pain? I believe, in my experience, it is the body's call for attention. It is calling you to give attention to the pain. So, what is that word attention? It is at tension. Two words, right? And what is attention? Well, you're giving attention to something, you're holding it at tension. And from my experience, what that means is holding awareness on the pain right there. So the tension comes in because you're not moving at the time, you're focusing on it, and you're not even taking deep breaths. You're just holding yourself right at the point of pain. And when we do that, that's when it gets accepted, it feels accepted, it's getting what it needs, and it will release. Now, from my experience, pain originates in the connective tissue of the body. It's also called the fascia. There's some slight differences, but they're very similar. However, our fascia has entanglements and adhesions to other forms of tissue and knots, right? We'll often hear about a knot in our tissue from massage therapists and such. We'll talk about knots. We have lots of adhesions and such in our connective tissue, and that is, in my experience, that is where our memories, our traumas, our programming from the past is stored inside of our connective tissue, and those emotions are actually stuck energy, and that can form pain. Now, we may not be conscious of this pain. It may be held in our subconscious in our body, and we may not be conscious of it. We also may not be conscious of where it's coming from. We may feel a kind of diffuse pain. We may not be able to pinpoint exactly where it's coming from. And where we're feeling the pain might not actually be where the pain originates. It might be referred pain. So let's look at those three. Just because we're not aware that we have pain does not actually mean that we do not have pain. And if your face, your body is not 100% symmetrical, I am 99% sure that you have pain inside that you may not be aware of. And I say that because when I put my awareness inside my head, once I got to the place where I could do that, which took a long, long time, the pain and the forces of the tension pulling myself out of alignment in my head were unbelievable. But I had not been aware of that pain and that tension for the first 50 years of my life. But it had been there, I believe, all along. Of course, you may not want to become conscious of the pain. There's a reason that we suppressed it in the first place, because we didn't want to feel it. However, in order to let it go, we have to feel it because it's stuck in there and it needs to be felt and accepted before it will release. And sometimes the pain is diffuse. We don't know exactly where it's coming from, and that is because it is protecting us from feeling the actual place where the pain is coming from. So the way I've worked out how to find the pinpoint of the pain is to do something I call blowing through tension. And I actually had a video on it in my early days, so probably from last year if you want to go and watch it. But basically what you're doing is you're focusing on where you do feel the pain. And as you focus, you blow out slowly through your mouth, like you're blowing through a straw. And as you're doing that, you're imagining that you are blowing through the place in your body where you feel the pain. Now, beware that when you do this, it might feel that the pain is intensifying. That is because you're blowing away the chaff. You're blowing away the the mist, the fog that's been holding the exact point of pain back. And as it does so, it might feel like it becomes more intense. But what you're actually able to do at that point is focus on it more. You're actually being shown more where the pain is. So you'll be able to pinpoint it more. Once you can pinpoint it more, then you can work on it more directly by, again, blowing through tension or holding your focus on it or using one of the other techniques that I recommend. So the pain we experience may actually be referred pain, but that doesn't matter because our body is telling us where we need to focus, where we need to put our attention. And once we do, it will know what to release and how to release it. And it will show us the next place that we want to put our focused attention on. So even though it may be referred pain, our body is telling us the path to take. Now, we can't expect the pain to go away quickly because it's probably been there a long, long time and has many layers upon layer upon layer upon layer of tension that it's holding inside. And we can only uncover one layer at a time. So, in some regards, it doesn't always feel like we're getting very far. But in fact, each time we do this work, we're releasing another layer and another layer and another layer until eventually we get to the very root of the issue, the root of the pain, and we focus on that, and the pain can subside. So, this pain in my left cheek, which was so incredibly painful when I first started doing this work, there's still some pain in there. But what was this huge knot inside my cheek has now broken apart, and there's just these strands that have pain in them that are left. And I can focus on each individual one now, and I can focus for a lot longer, and it's not nearly as painful as it used to be. So I know this works. I know this is the way for me, at least, to release inner tension, inner pain, and hopefully it will help some of you too. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.